I am absolutely fired up for today's video. I'm going to be reacting to the New York Times hit piece on Tucker Carlson, the NelkBoys, and all the drama surrounding the ZYN nicotine pouch product that they promoted on TikTok. Now, I'm reacting to this New York Times hit piece as an addiction recovery coach who once struggled with nicotine addiction, who now has two companies that are dedicated to helping people quit nicotine. We have supplement companies. I do product reviews of other nicotine-free things, all dedicated to helping people quit. And I think this article was actually very poorly done and so misinformed about what's actually going on here. And it just goes to show how little knowledge the New York Times had when this article was published. So let's get at it first by getting some background context.
Boys, so I woke up to a ton of messages today that we made the New York Times. Let's check out this article. So first of all, I click on this horse shit, and you can't even fucking read it for free. I mean, who the fuck is paying for the New York Times anymore? My dad's fucking 63. I don't think he's paying for the fucking New York Times. I had to figure out a way to fucking hack the shit and read it. Before we get into this, written by Emily Dreyfus. Let's see this chick. Holy mother of pearl, boys. This girl looks like she railed fucking 8 grams of Molly before writing this article. Molly can...
First of all, I just want to point this out because that was very well played on his part in the social media world. Why would he look her up and show who that is? There is one community, if there is one community stronger than the 420 community that is vocal about their love of a product, it is the chewing tobacco communities, the nicotine pouch communities, the snus communities. This community cares deeply about their products, and I think that's why he kind of showed who that was, because I have a feeling that person's inbox and that person's social media is about to be shredded. And I know that as someone who makes content informing people about the dangers of ZYN, I get shredded anytime I make a video like that. So I wonder what her inbox looked like Monday morning.
Consumption aside, this article is about the video we did with Tucker Carlson when we surprised him with the biggest ZYN container for Christmas. And she's basically alluding to the fact that we might be working with Philip Morris, which bought ZYN for $16 billion under the table, and they're secretly paying us to promote ZYN. So
A few things here. The first thing would be this. That would be so absurd because Philip Morris is smarter than that. Even when it came to the vape companies, and I can't remember if it was Ulterior, Philip Morris, or whoever it was, RJ Reynolds, whoever bought Juul, these tobacco companies are well aware of the regulations behind advertising, okay? Tobacco companies are. Now, also, when you're running a paid ad on social media, there is very strict guidelines that you have to make it very clear that you are running a paid ad or a paid promotion, or you could get in double trouble. So the thought of, oh, maybe they're working with big tobacco and maybe they're promoting this product, which I'm going to prove to you a bunch of other reasons why that's just so false. But even the thought of that, and they're not going to disclose that, is so outrageous when you look at a brand as big as NelkBoys, or when you look at a brand as big as Tucker Carlson. The risk that that would put them at, and even more so, the risk that that would put tobacco companies at, although I'm saying not ethical companies, and they've been known to do very shady things throughout history, of course, they wouldn't take that risk right now. There was too much heat on them under Juul and all the vape stuff and all the fines that they had to pay there. Now, I will say they might be able to get away with that, though, if they did want to do that, because technically ZYN is not a tobacco product. It's a tobacco-free product, so the regulations on nicotine pouches are it's a whole different ballgame. It's the Wild West. But I hope you get my point. That's a preposterous, absolutely outrageous accusation. And I can go even further because Tucker Carlson actually made a video and he said he was like raving about ZYN, and the podcast host asked him, do you work for them? Are you paid to promote? And his answer was, oh, you don't think I've tried? I wish. He openly admitted, I wish I was, but no, I'm not affiliated in that way. And any guy who dips, or any guy who knows chewing tobacco, snus, nicotine pouches, this is This couldn't be more obvious of guys just talking about a product that they like and that's gained massive traction in social media. We're going to talk more. Let's watch the rest of this video.
I didn't even see this email until now, till I searched it up, but these journalists always have an agenda in a way that they want to spin the story. So she did email us, but she says, I'll need a response on record by tomorrow morning. They don't even give you any time to respond. They don't even give a fuck. So she's asking us a bunch of questions. Do you get paid by Philip Morris? Was this a marketing stunt? Have they ever sent you gifts? You know, maybe sent you a bunch of fucking hookers for you and the boys? No, we only do this for one reason. We just love packing fucking Zinskis. We love throwing in upper deckers. We like catching a little buzz. What really pisses me off about it is that this girl literally got our boy fucking Chetty fucking Freezer, his TikTok account deleted. Look, she even says right here, I asked TikTok about it, and it appears that the account has been removed after I asked the company about it. Like, she's literally bragging that, like, she reached out and got his account deleted. I don't know.
Now, I will comment on this. I'm very familiar with Freezer Tarp's content. I've made reaction videos to his content before because I'm not a fan of it. Obviously, it's a huge promotion of nicotine, but I'll say this. That dude has worked very hard. He's built up his own brand of nicotine-free pouches. He has caffeine pouches and some other type of pouches that he uses for upper deckies that he sells. And I actually feel terrible. And I think this is so hypocritical because if you're going to ban him, why aren't you banning anyone who talks about the promotion of alcohol? Why aren't you writing articles about them? Because arguably alcohol is responsible for way more problems than ZYN. It's responsible for way more violence, way more death, way more health complications. Alcohol, a proven carcinogen. ZYN, although I'm going to strongly disagree with Tucker Carlson about it being totally safe and all that. I think that's BS, and I think a lot of people who dip a lot of ZYN are well aware that that's BS. But why aren't we should be attacking alcohol. So if you're going to make an example out of Freezer Tarps, I think that's very wrong because then you have to make that same example out of everyone else. And to see someone who's worked so hard on social media get their account taken down and then get their business destroyed, even though I largely completely disagree with what they're doing, I actually think that that's disgusting and that's nothing that I would ever be proud of. I can only imagine how crushing that was. But as much as I'm disgusted and don't like his content because I don't believe in the promotion of that junk, I from a business standpoint, from a hustling standpoint, I have a lot of respect for the guy, and I think it's absolutely terrible. And it's just incredible to me. And this just goes to show what type of organization this is as far as being proud of getting that taken down and putting a blow like this to this guy's career, who, by the way, is selling nicotine alternative products, right? Caffeine pouches, this and that. Now, mind you, as a disclaimer, I don't F with anything that gives a buzz. No caffeine, no adult media content, no alcohol, no cannabis. I got rid of all that stuff. The things that I make, the things that I review, there's really not a buzz. There might be a feeling, but there's no buzz like nicotine or anything like that. I don't F with any of that. So that just goes to show my point of view on this.
Maybe her whole agenda, she's banging someone else at another tobacco conglomerate or something like that. I don't know. But Emily, I think you need to take a fucking chill pill. Or here, I got a little fucking upper deck ski for you right here. Put that right up. Let's see, right up there. Oh yeah, top shelf like fucking Austin Matthews. On track to be the next fucking Ovi. Oh yeah, right up there. Fits fucking perfect.
So just typical humor that you would expect from the NelkBoys or from anyone who likes ZYN. Now, let's take a look at some of the footage from this epic day when NelkBoys delivered the ZYN tin.
Gentlemen, you've lost control. This is the greatest day. You mind if I run for it? This is incredible. I stand in awe before this. This is a conventional tin of ZYN. This is the largest ZYN tin in the world. The volume of nicotine in here could save the world. There's enough nicotine in this container to alter the course of history.
That's how you negotiate a ceasefire.
100%. And just drop this in, and everyone's like, you know what?
Okay, seeing Tucker Carlson laughing and enjoying himself as he's running towards this massive tin, obviously as someone who used to dip, look, just because I'm against this stuff doesn't mean I can't find humor in it. I get it. I actually think this is hilarious. I remember when I saw this pop up on TikTok. This is just so obviously guys being guys. And here's the best part. the reason why I made videos about ZYN years ago, I was featured on the local news. That stupid video I made has like 200, 300,000 views. This was about probably 5 years ago. By getting people like Freezer Tarps banned and by saying we can't have this content, guess what you're effectively doing? You're removing any awareness surrounding this topic. The only reason I knew I had to start making content about ZYN and nicotine pouches and spreading awareness was because of the heightened presence on social media. When you remove this stuff completely, the addiction, it continues to spread, but it just simply spreads in silence. And now you have no awareness of what the recent trending addictions are that are actually impacting younger people, high schoolers, grade schools, and adults alike. So getting something removed is actually, in my opinion, one of the worst things you can do because it completely takes away awareness of the topic. And if there's no awareness, then there's no prevention because you don't even know what you're up against. Now, going back to what I was saying, this is so obviously just guys, just boys being boys. It couldn't be more obvious. And this just goes to show how out of touch the New York Times actually is when it comes to this generation and the things that trend in this generation. As the article said, it is completely different, and the New York Times clearly doesn't understand that.
Where did you get this, dude? I don't do this for everybody. These are known as the sexy glasses.
Cheers, boys.
In fact, I'm going upper deck for this. It's
out of 10, what are you thinking?
I can feel the hand of God massaging my central nervous system.
Feels like a little African, like safari, like seeing a gazelle.
Kind of buzzing like a Guatemalan hornet right now. Yeah.
So good.
Like, I'm sorry, what's funny is funny. Those terms are absurd. Okay, we're going to watch one more video of the epic day of the ZYN tin, and then we're going to watch a clip of Tucker Carlson talking to Theo Von. Now, this next clip of that day is so important because what's actually happening is you have Freezer Tarps promoting his product, his caffeinated product, and you have Tucker Carlson eating it up like a fiend because he's a fiend with nicotine, but he admits that. He's proud of it. That's fine. But this is what I'm saying about that. You wouldn't do a presumed, if this was a paid brand deal, multi-million-dollar brand deal, who knows, maybe even more, to do a promotion like this between NelkBoys, Tucker Carlson, and Freezer Tarps, who was one of the biggest ZYN influencers. The amount of money the tobacco company would have had to pay for that, you would never promote another product during that brand deal, or you would break contract immediately. So like this just also goes to show that it just goes to show the lack of awareness that they had when they were writing this article.
I already started some upper deckies. These are my caffeine ones.
Oh, I love this. So I could have caffeine and nicotine at the same time?
Exactly.
I know I'm not the first because you never are, but I am going to be one of the very first to put in nicotine and caffeine in the same deck.
This guy gets it.
I do get
It's
it.
the dual threat, baby.
Let's move on. Let's listen to Tucker Carlson talking with Theo Von a little bit about ZYN. And then I want to talk to you guys on a more serious note about ZYN and about our Kick It, Crave Less products, because a lot of the benefits that he discusses from ZYN, you can actually get from supplementation and forego a lot of the potential negatives. And guys, as much as I joked around in today's video, I think we're going to see a world of health problems when it comes to ZYN. GI issues, skin issues, I mean teeth issues. I think it's mostly going to be gastrointestinal, heartburn related. Obviously, nicotine leads to addiction, and addiction in and of itself comes with a whole series of problems. If you guys look at Outlaw Dip, who now makes nicotine alternative products like chewing type pouches and things like that, I'll do a full video review on these soon. He used to be a nicotine fiend, like I mean all day long, and he quit. And he eventually quit because he recognized what the nicotine addiction was doing to him psychologically. And what he experienced was that actually a lack of motivation, a lack of drive, demotivation, which a lot of people think they're going to get the opposite from nicotine. But when you abuse it like any other drug, it eventually leads to a dopamine deficit, which results in a lack of motivation and a lack of an ability to repeat a behavior over and over again. So let's listen to Tucker talk, and then let's just touch on these two products a little bit after that.
Once you try this, you're going to get a lot richer.
ZYN? Is that their advertising campaign?
ZYN is not a sin. That's the advertising campaign.
Really?
Yeah, but the truth is ZYN is a powerful work enhancer and also a male enhancer, if you know what I mean.
Really?
Yeah.
Talking erection, huh?
Okay, let's just pause on that. So he's talking specifically about nicotine preventing the breakdown of acetylcholine, which can increase short-term focus. Nicotine also gives you a little bump of adrenaline and epinephrine or whatever it is, which gives you that fight or flight response, which is that heightened alertness. When he's talking about a male performance enhancer, what he's actually talking about is the increase in testosterone that's been reported in some nicotine use, okay? Now, let's just pause. So, one, the product that we made, Kick It Crave Less Chewing Gum, which you can find in the pinned comment of their video description, contains KSM-66 ashwagandha. KSM-66 ashwagandha is clinically shown to reduce stress, reduce anxiety, enhance cognitive function by the same mechanism, preventing the breakdown of acetylcholine in the brain. And it's also clinically been shown to raise testosterone in men. And I linked each of those studies in the video description. Now, you get that without the side effects, okay? Without the vasoconstriction to the brain, without the nicotine addiction. You get that without the side effects. Two, I put N-acetylcysteine in here, which has been shown to be a good thing to support pulmonary lung health and pulmonary detox and anti-inflammatory for the lungs. Okay, for those of you that vape, N-acetylcysteine has also been shown to promote healthy amounts of dopamine production, which can give you back some of that drive and motivation and stuff like that. NAC we chose specifically because it's also shown to reduce cravings in people who have kind of obsessive compulsive behaviors. Kind of like Tucker Carlson popping a caffeinated pouch and a ZYN pouch in together. That's why we made this. It's a chewing gum. It exists nowhere else in the world, okay? Now, the other product that I would talk about is made by Outlaw Dip. It contains something called Nic Safe, okay? It's a form of vitamin B3. I just picked these up recently. I'm going to do a full video review on these, but I'll say from the first one I had, pretty good. Now, neither of these products are going to give you a traditional buzz like Tucker Carlson is going to describe about ZYN in a moment. And that's intentional. We're not looking for that massive surge of dopamine. We're not looking to get you addicted to this or this. We're looking to give you an alternative, or at least I can speak for myself. I can't speak for Outlaw Dip. An alternative to bridge you through the quitting process and then to use as needed as it comes up. Obviously, something like this or the gum you could use as you want to enjoy it. Again, this contains vitamin B3. It's a form of, I think it's like nicotinamide or something, which has actually been shown to be really good when it comes to mitigating, like KSM-66 and NAC, those nicotine withdrawal symptoms and helping stimulate similar effects to nicotine. I know Outlaw describes the buzz from this as less of a head buzz, but more of like a total body relaxation. And I'll say I kind of felt that. And again, guys, if I got like a buzz from either of these, like a straight buzz, there's a feeling with this. There's a feeling with this. It's different. You feel different, but it's not like a buzz because I don't F with any of that. Anything that's a form of escapism, I don't F with it anymore. But if it's like, oh, I feel good, I had this, I legitimately feel good, which is probably how Tucker currently feels when he's having ZYN. Yeah, I get it. I F with that. I don't think that's going to last for Tucker long term, though. All right, let's wrap this up.
Yep. There's no election fraud with ZYN.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know if I want a ZYN supported wiener, you know? I don't know.
I think you do.
You think so? Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you want people to get addicted to it.
Just close your eyes.
Oh, damn.
It's like that.
That's a neighbor saying, hey, it's real quiet over there.
Just whack it on the nightstand. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry.
Tucker Carlson has been talking about ZYN way before this date with the NelkBoys. How do you think the NelkBoys got in contact with him and set this whole thing up? It's because he's been going on a promotion for a long time now because he found a product that he loves. And mind you, he's coming from a standpoint as an ex-smoker who wanted to continue to have and enjoy nicotine, okay? Tucker's point, if you actually listen to what he's saying about the product, is, hey, this is what I believe to be a valid form of harm reduction, and I bet it will be proven to be such from vaping, certainly from smoking cigarettes, for anyone who's looking to quit, and it's a much safer bet. I would second that. I would probably agree with that. We have to wait for the literature, but sure, I would agree with that. If you want to learn more about harm reduction, I would highly recommend checking out the book For Smokers Only by Dr. Brad Rodu, R-O-D-U. I linked it in the video description to Amazon for you guys with an affiliate link. Commission, I get a commission. You support the channel when you get it through there, but I'm disclosing that, obviously, if you didn't know that already, I guess. But it's a great book that talks about the benefits of chewing tobacco or snus products or nicotine pouch products compared to someone who smokes cigarettes, right? Harm reduction is what this conversation really is. And that's why Tucker Carlson, as an ex-smoker, is so adamant on promoting it. These are all things that they completely missed when they wrote this hit piece on Tucker Carlson. And I am saying this as someone who has sunk a ton of money into promoting and making a gum product to help people quit ZYN. I'm someone saying this who offers coaching on quitting ZYN and nicotine products. I'm saying this as someone who actively reviews other nicotine alternative products. Okay. I'm very biased when it comes to nicotine. I do not like it. I do not promote it. I don't promote accounts like Chevy's. I think Tucker Carlson, I said this in previous videos, is going to regret this when he sees just how many young men are being influenced by this. And I think it's a negative influence, big picture. I think the long term is going to be negative. But I think they were so far off, and I think it was just totally wrong to do that article on them. I really do. All right, guys, I hope this video was fun. I hope it was entertaining. I hope it gives some light on this New York Times NelkBoys Tucker Carlson drama.